Yo, what's up everybody, Hoy and Ice with you here, bringing you Fairytail 100 Year Quest manga review. This was chapter 27, titled The Wood God Dragon, Aldoron. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right. But yeah, this chapter was pretty controversial. Actually a lot of the Fairytail chapters from 100 Year Quest is controversial, but this one more so than others. We continue with, them entering into Dragsill, and Juria still with them. And we get a flashback of Lucy asking Juria, how do you find us? And how's the girl doing? And she kind of like spazzed out a little bit. And she's like, it's okay, it's fine. And Gray notices this. And they're going through the town and they found an end to relaxing. And they decide to have fun. And they're going out and partying and stuff like that. And going through different restaurants and shopping districts. And you see that Lucy has a map of the town, and she's like, this map is so oddly shaped, but they didn't show us the shape of the map yet, and there's a reason for that. And as they go to talk about that and where they're going, and Ezra's mad at Natsu because they got kicked out of a restaurant for him, being too loud. Gray brings up to Juria, you've been acting weird, and when Lucy brought up the gear earlier, you flipped out, what's going on? And she was like starting to hold her head, and she was like, Gil, and her eyes went like all crazy and swirlish. And she ends up grabbing Gray, and she ends up screaming at him saying, beware the white witch. And then she just faints. And Gray of course catches her, and everyone's like, are you okay? What's going on with Julia? And at the same moment, the town starts to shake massively, like there's an earthquake. But here's the thing. When they look around, everybody's smiling and laying on the floor or in like a prayer stance and stuff like that. And I believe it was either Wendy or Lucy. One of them asked one of the old ladies that was around, what's going on? And she's like, oh, this happens all the time, dear. You must be new here. You should do research before you go to another city or country. She's like, but this is normal. You sit down and pray to the woods, and everything should be fine. And it was funny because we get to actually see the map of this, city of Dragsill, and it looks like a dragon claw. And then the next thing we know, everyone looks up, and the reason why the town is shaking is because Dragsill is actually the right hand of the wood dragon, which is Aldoron, the dragon, of the title. And it ends up with everyone looking up, and even Natsu, he's like super shook and scared. And he's looking up and he's like, yo, I've seen some dragons, but that's a huge dragon. When he's looking up, and he's terrified. And so is everyone else, of course. They look like ants compared to this guy. I mean, the Actilogia and Ignia and Dragonil and all them other dragons and Mephobia, they were all big dragons. But, I mean, they were big, but this thing is like, it's beyond big. This thing is like gargantuous, like Natsu's probably like a toenail to him. Like that's how big this dragon is compared to them. So it was like, wow, and everyone shook. And that was basically the end of the chapter right there, with that dragon coming out, all golly, who was buried underground. And again, that was pretty cool that his right hand is a city. Now I'm not sure if his worshippers built a city on his right hand on purpose, or was this done by accident, or maybe he's the guardian of this city, how Mophobia was the guardian of his city. We don't know the details yet, because like I said, this chapter was short and it ended here with him rising from the ground. And I wanted to address something that a lot of people are saying that make this chapter controversial, and they're saying that it's BS that none of the dragon slayers, which is Wendy and Natsu in this moment, none of them sensed them or could smell them. And everyone's like, they dragon slayers and they should be able to sense them and smell them. But you got to remember that all of dragon slayers, the second gen, the first gen, and the third gen, which is a total of 7 of them, Gajil, Natsu, Stinging Rogue, Wendy, Luxus, and Cobra, all of them, you got to remember something important. Something very important. They are all dragon slayers, but they're very young. They have not mastered their element. on multiple elements, all the Dragon Slayer's types of abilities, which are many of them. I mean, you gotta look at it. Agdalogia was able to find all 7 Dragon Slayers easy. But he didn't know about God Serena until God Serena started to use his Dragon Slayer powers. Same thing about, spoiler alert, for those who don't know, Ezra's mother, Irene. She's a Dragon Slayer. She's actually the first original Dragon Slayer. We have Dragon Slayer magic thanks to her. Agdalogia didn't know about her until she appeared in front of him. So, I mean, it's been shown that all the real Dragon Slayers, or all the adult dragons, they can hide their presence and their smell with ease. The Dragon of Law, which gives out the 100-year quest, which Fairytail took in, he's been hiding himself from all the other dragons. For all we know, he could be an evil dragon. He could be the one that's going to be the main enemy. I mean, that's one of my predictions. I believe he's going to be like the main bad guy, but I could be wrong on that. It could be Toga. Who knows? Or it could be reversed and they flip it on us, and maybe Toga's going to actually be the good guy and the Dragon of Law will be the bad one, or they could both be bad. We don't know yet, but my point is, a lot of people are calling BS and that the Dragon Slayer, which is not so windy in this case, should be able to tell about they on a dragon. Well, it's kind of hard when he's underground and there's a city on his hand and they can't really see him. Not to mention, like I stated earlier, the dragons have all been able to hide their presence and their smell and their existence very well, not just from each other, but from the Dragon Slayers, who were their enemy at one point. So, to say it's BS that Not So Windy couldn't tell that the city was on top of a dragon, that's a little bit giving it too much. I mean, again, Agdalogia, as powerful he was, he couldn't even tell there were other dragons. He thought there was only 7 Dragon Slayers and that's it, and that all the other dragons were dead. And he was proven wrong, because we got God Serena, we had Elaine, Ezra's mother, biological mother, we have the 5 God Dragons, we got that 1 Dragon Guild, Diablo. So, I mean, to say it's BS that they should have been able to sense him, you gotta think about it. These guys are still children compared to the 5 God Dragons. The 5 God Dragons are the 5 dragons that mastered not just their elements, but all the techniques to what a dragons can do. And they're the 5 eldest living dragons. So they're going to be able to hide their presence very easily. They should be able to. It makes sense. They've been alive for so many years. They should know how to hide and how to do battle. So a lot of people are upset about that, but it's not really a good reason to be upset because it makes sense. Could it be explained better? Okay, yeah, maybe. But you still can't call BS on something just because they couldn't figure it out. I mean, again, they might be good Dragon Slayers, but they're still children at Dragon Slayers compared to these people from the Diablo Guild or the 5 God Dragons themselves. Not to mention the Dragon of Law, who gave them the mission, didn't really tell them anything except that there's 5 God Dragons and you have to go slay them. He didn't really give them much information. He's actually hiding stuff from them, if anything. So, but yeah, that was a chapter. I can't wait to see this dragon. And a lot of people were saying, oh, he's gonna come out of nowhere saying I'm Groot, and it's like a new joke meme for the Fairytail community now because of that just wood dragon guy. But he seems pretty cool. Can't wait to see what he's gonna do. I have a feeling that he's not really gonna do much, but his character design, as you see in my thumbnail, even though he's really, really big, or gigantic, I should say, he looks pretty old. Like the way his face looked, it looked like it was dragging, it was long, like he's an old dragon, like he's about to tip over and die anytime soon. So I won't be surprised if he like dies of old age, and that's how they succeed in this mission of taking him down, by not taking him down and just old age kills him. I won't see him really being a threat. Who knows, he might be actually someone who could actually help them, since Mercphobia can't help no more, since he's technically now, for some reason, a human now with horns, and he lost his dragon ability. So maybe something like that would happen to him as well. Or like I said, he could die of old age, since he looks like he's a very, very old dragon, and he's known as being the biggest, so maybe he's also the oldest. Just throwing that theory out there. But yeah, this was a pretty good chapter. Again, controversial depending on which side you're on, but like I stated, it's kind of wrong to say it's BS that they couldn't send someone. We know dragons can hide their presence and they smell. Again, Irene and God Serena, they've been doing it for years. Acting Loki didn't even know about them until they use their powers, so to say that it's BS when it's not, and it's proving that the dragons are really well known to hide, it makes sense. If you're willing to accept it, that is. But that's all I have for you guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe, share with your family and friends. Please make sure to hit that notification bell. Tell me down below what you like and didn't like about the chapters and your theories and what's going to happen. And do you think the God Dragon is going to become a friend or foe? Or he just going to ignore them and just continue to live his life? Who knows? But yeah, let's have some fun with this, guys. That's all I have for you. Peace out. Have a good one.